We are back, guys. Another episode here at the Bettor's Edge. Smash the like button, guys. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's get into it, guys, with this weekend's NFL slate of action. I want to start with my favorite pick on Sunday. It's not the best bet on the entire card for the whole weekend for NFL action. That's going to be for Monday night, but it's the best bet for Sunday's action. We are going to LA. You have the Pittsburgh Steelers getting 2.5 points on the road at the Los Angeles Chargers. Guys, we talked about the Steelers team last weekend. I told you in reference to the Indianapolis Colts going on the road at Heinz Field, playing in Pittsburgh, to stay away from betting on the Indianapolis Colts. I told you this Pittsburgh Steelers team gets a ton of breaks at home that you can't really predict happening. I didn't even envision myself knowing going into the game that the Steelers were going to get very lucky. I didn't even foresee 6 turnovers from the Indianapolis Colts. We're talking about 3 interceptions from Daniel Jones, 4 fumbles, 3 of them in which were lost, a +5 turnover margin for the Pittsburgh Steelers at home, squeaking by with the 7-point victory. Guys, they were outgained by nearly 160 yards last week, this Pittsburgh Steelers team. This is not a very good team. But just like I told you guys about the Steelers last weekend, you have to know when to pick your spots to tail them and when to fade them. Last week was a situation where you don't want to fade the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I said that going into the game. This weekend, things change drastically. This Pittsburgh Steelers team isn't very good at many things, guys. They don't move the ball very well. Aaron Rodgers isn't throwing the ball very well. They're a bottom 5 offense in the entire NFL. They're probably a bottom 10 offense through the air, and they're a bottom 6 or 7 offense on the ground. They just don't do a ton offensively that you can hang your hat on. At the same time, guys, this Pittsburgh Steelers defense, it's going under the radar for really how porous they are. Daniel Jones threw for 350 last week, guys. This team doesn't do a lot of positive things on defense. We're used to the steel curtain type of defense that we've seen from this Steelers franchise really over the course of the last 4 or 5 decades. That's not the case with this team anymore. Guys, the best bet on the entire card for Sunday's action is the Los Angeles Chargers -2.5 at home. They're the better team. They're at home. Granted, there's going to be a ton of terrible towels out there in LA because the Chargers don't have a huge home field advantage. They throw the ball better. They run the ball better. They play defense better. Barring another 4 or 5 turnover situation, which there's no guarantee that doesn't happen, but it's less likely in this environment on the road at LA than it is at Heinz Field, in my opinion. The best bet for tomorrow is the LA Chargers -2.5. Don't overthink this one, guys. They're the better team. And as I mentioned, the football gods aren't going to be so gracious with the turnover margin tomorrow for the Steelers as they were last weekend at home against the Indianapolis Colts. Take the Chargers, guys, -2.5. I want to go to a side, guys, that I absolutely love. To a total that I absolutely love for tomorrow. In my opinion, is the best total on the board. You have the New York Giants on the road against the Chicago Bears. I'll throw the spread out there just for discussion purposes. The New York Giants, let me pull up the actual spread 1 second. I want to say they're getting 2.5. No, 4.5, excuse me. The New York Giants are getting 4.5 points on the road at the Chicago Bears. We've seen both of these teams play shootouts over the course of the last couple of weeks. A couple of games that come to mind. New York Giants on the road in Denver a couple of weeks ago. I think it finished 33-32 if I'm not mistaken. We obviously just saw the Chicago Bears last week win in an incredible game of football in Cincinnati, 49-42. We've seen the New York Giants put up 24 against a significantly better San Francisco 49ers defense than the one they're going up against this weekend. We've seen them put up 20 plus against the Eagles 2 times already this season. This Chicago Bears defense is absolutely horrific. They're injured and they're terrible anyways. And we know with Ben Johnson at the helm that this offense in Chicago can move the ball up and down the field. Obviously, they just put up 50 last week. We've seen them score in bunches multiple times this season. It's a top 6 or 7 offense points-wise in the NFL. We knew once Ben Johnson took that job that offensively the Chicago Bears were going to be significantly better. And that's what's happened already this season in his first year head coaching that program. With that said, guys, the best total for this weekend, including Monday night, is the over 46.5 points. Guys, this is a no-brainer. Both of these teams are putting up 24 plus tomorrow. Neither one of these defenses are going to stop the other offense from scoring a minimum of 24 points. That's already at 48. This game is going to be minimum in the mid-50s. This total sitting at 46.5 makes absolutely no sense. Don't overthink this one. Bet on both of these offenses. Even the New York Giants offense, since Jackson Dart has taken over, has been moving the ball up and down the field, as I mentioned, against significantly better defenses than the Chicago Bears team. And as I already described, we already know what the Chicago Bears can do offensively. Stylistically speaking, neither one of these teams match up very well defensively with their opponents. The Bears don't match up very well with the Giants offense and the Giants defensively, and the Giants defense don't match up very well with the Chicago Bears offense. So both of these teams are going to score points. It's going to be an absolute shootout, which we've already been accustomed to from seeing from both of these teams from over the course of the last couple of weeks. Take the over 46.5, guys. It's the best total on the board this weekend. I want to go to another total that I like slightly less than the over in Chicago and New York. It's the New York Jets New York Jets at home facing the Cleveland Browns. Guys, this total right now is sitting at 37.5. The New York Jets just got rid of essentially their entire defense. Sauce Gardner gone to the Indianapolis Colts. Quinnen Williams gone to the Dallas Cowboys. Both these moves were trades obviously done right before the trade deadline on Tuesday. These were their 2 best defensive pieces. This New York Jets team really over the course of the last couple of seasons has been able to hang their hat on their defense. That's not the case this season. They've gotten rid of their 2 biggest names and best stars on the defensive side of the ball. This Cleveland Browns team is going to be able to move the ball, guys. They're going to put up a minimum of 24 points on this defense tomorrow. I know we haven't seen a ton from this Cleveland Browns offense, but this Jets defense is bad up until now, and it's only getting worse, obviously. They're now preparing for the future. With all this draft capital that they have, they're shaking up their entire franchise. They're basically saying we're starting from zero. Offensively, we already know they're starting from zero. They have almost nothing to offer offensively. And defensively, they're tearing it apart. In order for this game to go under 37.5, if, as I just mentioned, the Cleveland Browns, and it's a big if for some of you, not for me. Some of you might be thinking about this saying, well, the Browns don't do very well offensively, which is true. If the Browns offensively do what I anticipate them doing, which is putting up 24 points, the only way this game goes under is if the Jets score 10, 11, 12 points. That's not going to happen. Let me explain to you why that's not going to happen. Yes, this Cleveland Browns defense is elite. It's one of the best units defensively, if not the best, in the entire NFL. I get that. But guess what happens, guys, when you're in a game state where your defense can't slow down the other opponent, the opponent. You're forced to start playing much more aggressively. You're forced to start throwing the ball around the yard much more. The game becomes much wider open from a play calling standpoint, from a urgency standpoint. You really have to put the foot on the gas a lot sooner. This Jets team, we've seen them score points, and I'm not going to suggest that the Bengals defense is anywhere close to the Browns defense. But the point is, When you're in that type of game state where you're forced to put up points, you can't play the game close to the vest anymore. Those games where it's 13-11, 13-10, 17-13, you can only play that style of football from a play calling standpoint and from the way that you're approaching possession by possession offensively if you can hang your hat on your defense. That's not going to be the case in this game. The Browns are going to put up points. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to shock people, but the Jets are also going to put up some points tomorrow. I don't know if the Jets are going to win this game. I don't know if the Browns are going to win this game. I would probably lean towards the Brown winning, but the best bet in that game and the second best total on the board is the over 37.5 in New York between the Cleveland Browns and the New York Jets. To recap, guys, I have 3 best bets for Sunday. We have the LA Chargers minus 2.5 at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a no-brainer, guys. That's the best bet on the entire board. The second best bet is also a no-brainer. It's the over 46.5 in Chicago between the Bears and the New York Giants. And then my third favorite bet for NFL slate of action on Sunday is the over 37.5 between the Cleveland Browns and the New York Jets. Guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. What I haven't gotten into, which I'll get into in my very next video, is the best bet on the entire NFL card for this weekend. It's a 5-star play. I'm 1-0 on my 5-star plays. This will be my second 5-star play that I'm releasing for Monday Night Football. It's between the Green Bay Packers at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. Tune in to catch my 5-star winner.